Well, the first day back on the trail. My first day hiking by myself. Well, Max left yesterday and I'm going to miss the kid. He was good company. So it's just me and the lovely, lovely countryside of Pennsylvania. The scents and the smells. We're going. I have to say, all this farmland out here would be truly spectacular in the summertime when the corn is 10 feet high. A field of dreams. I have to say that here in the Cumberland Valley, most of the land that we go through is on private property. And consequently, we have things like these stairs going over fences, go by herds of cows, barns nearby. And it's kind of amazing they were able to talk all these people into letting us traipse through their stuff. Another thing I've noticed is that they keep the trail path, if it's going through the pasture, they keep that trail path bush hogged. So you don't have to trample through tall weeds and, in a case like today, tall wet grass that gets you soaked. Something I've never encountered before. Thank you, farmers of Pennsylvania.
I am a lost little bird, lost in the...
Well, as it turns out, I only got one day of hiking done before I had to take another 0 day, because when Max left, I inadvertently gave him the wrong package to take back with him. I gave him a tarp. I gave him my hammock instead of a tarp. So when I went to set up my hammock yesterday, it wasn't there. I just had 2 tarps. So I had to come into town, which made it a 17.5-mile hike yesterday, which over bad terrain. It was just a bad day because it was raining as well. And so I ended up staying here in Duncannon, Pennsylvania.
And so the place I stayed at was the Doyle Hotel. A hotel built in 1905. I'm sure it was glorious at one time, but now it's used mostly for hikers. Or I should say exclusively for hikers, because I doubt anyone else would want to stay here. Has a great place to eat. They cook up decent hiker burgers. But only people who live in the woods would want to stay in one of these rooms. It's cheap, $25 a night, and it has a commode that works and a shower that works, and that's about all a hiker wants. And unlike other hostels, everybody has their own room. But it is a bit rustic. I was just glad to be here. After that long hike, it was a welcome place to be.
The city of Duncannon sits in Perry County, which used to be an industrial powerhouse up until the 20th century. It sits next to the largest non-navigable river in the United States. It sits next to train tracks. Trains go by but do not stop. It's in financial straits. It can't even afford a police department. People here have to have flood insurance. There were 2 massive floods, one in 36 and even a worse one in 72. And many could not afford to rebuild and just leave the buildings as they are to deteriorate. Despite this, I find people in Duncannon to be very friendly and upbeat, and unlike other cities with depressed situations such as Buena Vista, Virginia, these people were in good spirits, and it was a pleasure to be there. Now, those of us in the South have never heard of lightning glider sleds, but they were a big deal to people up north. Kids everywhere had one to slide down a hill in the snow. That used to be their thing to do. And during the 20th century, all of the lightning glider sleds were made here in Duncannon. At their peak, 1,600 a day were produced. However, it went out of business in the late 20th century and is now a massive antiques showroom, over 30,000 square feet. Has many unusual things, and my favorite was the Pong, one of the original Pong arcade machines. At any rate, I don't really care for antiques, but I spent at least 2 hours there just Googling at the stuff here. It was really impressive. I wish I'd had a truck to haul some stuff off with, but for now, it's goodbye to Duncannon. I enjoyed it.